Hey everyone, Dr. Frunkey here with an awesome new knife consult on the Shirogorov HatiOn. This is a unique knife offered by Shirogorov Knives that incorporates the DNA of the Hati, which is a full-size knife that has a carbon fiber front scale and a titanium frame lock. So this is the F3, the Shirogorov F3, that has the liner lock version. Now, if you can imagine that if this scale were all carbon fiber and that this were a titanium frame lock, in this size profile, that would be the Hati. And then they combined the Hati with the DNA of the Neon. This is a knife that I have previously reviewed. You can see the video for this on my channel as well. The Neon is the smaller, more EDC-friendly version of the Shirogorov sort of design platform. And so when you combine those two knives, you get the HatiOn that has the carbon fiber front scale, as you can see, and a titanium frame lock on the back. I want to go ahead and thank my buddy Nico for getting this knife to me. This is his knife, and he's letting me review it before I send it off to him. Thank you, Nico. You can find him at Today's Grail, Tomorrow's Beater on Instagram. So thanks again. So let's go ahead and get some numbers on this. This knife is the exact same size as the Neon that I just reviewed. This has a 3¼ inch blade. This has about 3.6, 3.7 inches back to the pivot, 7.5 inches overall. 4.2 inches handle length. You got about 3.6 inches of overall grip area. On the handle width, this thing was coming in crazy skinny at 0.388 inches right there. Under ½ inch, under 0.4 inches, very thin, and the blade stock is 140 thousandths right there. As we saw before, the weight on this is unbelievably light with the full carbon fiber side, and then the milled titanium frame lock side, this is coming in at 2.4 ounces. The weight savings as compared to a standard Neon ultralight here, this is 2.9 ounces, so you still are losing another ½ an ounce when you lose that titanium frame lock. So I'm going to bring out another couple of knives as a size comparison. The other Shirogorov brothers here again is the F3 series, and the Neon, you can see that this is the same size as the Neon, and then it's much smaller than the big brothers over here. I'll bring out a couple of more common knives. Here is a Spyderco Paramilitary 2. And the Para 3. I've noticed that the Neon is the same size almost exactly as the Para 3, still much smaller than the Para 2 over here. Here's a more common knife. This is a Zero Tolerance 0801. Some people might recognize that knife right there. So you can see it is a small overall size profile, excellent for EDC. Up front is that blade, this time done in M390 steel. In the classic Shirogorov full flat grind. These are the most ultimate functional blades. And the edges, the way that they come from the factory, they have the toothy sort of edge that's hyper functional. And with this blade grind, they just keep going and going. And if you get a steel like this M390 or Vanax or LMAX or S90, one of these excellent steels that they routinely use and heat treat well, you're going to be very happy with the blade performance. And in this smaller size profile, it's really all the blade you need in a very comfortable handle package. So moving back to the pivot here, this one is running on multi-row bearings. Again, you can see that if you look inside the handle, it should say MRBS right there with a little triangle. So that is the indicator that this has a cage of bearings with multiple rows of them, creating a very, very smooth action. As you can see, this very lightweight blade really does fall shut, and it will do better. This is really fresh out of the box. This came from Recon One. There is only one place to buy these in the United States, and that's at recon1.com. They are the sole distributors of these knives, and they're coming in somewhere in the, I want to say $600 to $800 range, somewhere like that. I'll provide a link below for standard pricing in their website. So, moving back to the handle, like I mentioned before, the HatiOn features this carbon fiber. This actually comes from my good Russian friend. He goes by Carbon Plate on Instagram. This guy makes some of the coolest carbon fiber in the world. This is a very nice carbon fiber with red resin. and it shows through the weave right there. And they've done their classic seashell patterning here on the HatiOn. That's a Shirogorov touch right there. I think that, Dmitry Sinkovich does a whole lot of this in terms of the seashell patterning and the drunken patterning. Looking back here, it is a standard frame lock. It is basically exactly the same. It really is exactly the same as your Neon right here, just with some different milling patterns. This one features the half-length backspacer as the standard Neon does. This is the Neon Ultralight that features just the spacer right there. This has a built-in lanyard loop back here. This has the standard Neon clip that's quite functional. Again, the cutout is on the inside of the frame right there. So it's a very neat knife right here. Very similar to the Neon. Not a whole lot more to go over on this knife. Very, very nice overall EDC size. The lockup is excellent. It's got that little bit of Shiro pop, Shiro stick that some people call it. It's present on every single Shirogorov, and honestly what I think it is a perfect lock geometry where there's just enough force that it's catching like that. I think that they really do that on purpose after feeling it on basically all their knives, and it's not a problem, it's more of a feature almost. It's pretty incredible. So Shirogorov knives, no matter what you think of them, perhaps they're made in China and assembled in Russia or some type of combination of these things, I will say that they produce a fantastic product. This knife is really, really well done, and I have yet to be let down by a Shirogorov knife. They all function well, they're all put together very well, and they're all thought out very well. Every single bit of this knife is thought out. I don't know if I've shown you that on this newer iteration, the inside has been milled out. There is internal pocketing on the titanium side. Perhaps you can see that here. From this angle, it extends into the back of the knife as well. So this version has been significantly pocketed, whereas the previous version of the Neon had not. So they're making them lighter, they're making them better, they're making them better looking, and really they're a knife company to pay attention to. I like the direction that they're taking their knives, and I always love them. So the Shirogorov HatiOn, thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and click like and subscribe to my channel. Leave some comments down below about what you think about the HatiOn right here. Follow me on Instagram at Dr. Frunkey, and as always, guys, take care.